Hello everyone, my name is Ashpreet and I welcome you all to the session. Today we are going to discuss grade 10th CBSE chapter Madam Rides the Bus by Valli Kannan. This lesson is about this 8-year-old girl Valli who had a strong desire and the courage to fulfill her dream. So let's get started. This is a very simple story of an 8-year-old girl named Vallia Mai. She's called Valli for short. There are no playmates of her age on her street, so she spends most of her time standing at the doorway. She keeps watching the things happening outside. And in fact, the most fascinating thing for Valli is a bus that travels to the nearest town. It passes through her street every hour, and a strong desire fills Valli's mind. She wants to ride that bus, even if it's for once. And her desire grew to the extent that she would be jealous if any of her friends would go by bus and recite their journey, recite their experiences. Upon listening to them, Valli would exclaim, "Proud! Proud!" Neither she nor her friends knew the literal meaning of the word, but it did signify some sort of disapproval. Now, in order to fulfill her dream, she gathers all the facts that she can about the bus. She gets to know that the bus takes 45 minutes to reach the town. The fare costs 30 paisa and the town was 6 miles from her village. So Valli keeps making her plans for many days, for months, and she saves every coin that comes her way. She overcomes all her temptation to buy peppermints, balloons, candies during a village fair. And in fact, she stifles her desire to ride the merry-go-round. At last, one fine spring day, Valli boards the bus. And the bus was on its usual route on the main highway when they heard a shouting voice commanding the bus to stop. Stop! On hearing her voice, the bus slowed down and she handed the conductor her fare. In fact, the conductor offered her help to get onto the bus, but Valli refuses to be treated like a kid. Luckily, the conductor was a kind and jovial fellow, and in jest, the conductor refers to her as Madam throughout the journey. So she quickly makes her way to an empty seat and sits down. Now, the lower part of the window had a blind. So Valli stands up on her seat to have a look at the outside view. There was a clock in front of Valli and the bus had comfortable seats. The outside of the bus was painted in glowing white with stripes of green along the sides. So she looks at each and every object with great interest. On one side of the road, there's a canal, palm trees, grassland, distant mountains, and the blue sky. And on the other side, there's a ditch, followed by green fields as far as the eye can see. So an old man comes and sits next to Valli and calls out to her saying, "Sit down, child." Valli says that she's not a child and that she's paid the fare all by herself. Quite annoyed, right? So the bus stopped and more passengers boarded the bus. And now an elderly woman came and sat next to her. And Valli developed a strong dislike for that lady who had big earlobes and was chewing betel nuts, pan. And she was the last person Valli would like to socialize with. So she ignored and started looking outside. And you know what? Valli's mother used to sleep in the afternoon from 1 to 4 and she used this time to plan her trip. Now, as the journey continued, suddenly a cow came running in front of the bus. It had its tail high up in the air. And when the driver blew the horn, it kind of scared the animal, and the cow started running faster and faster. And Wally was enjoying it. Finally, the bus stopped at a level crossing where a train was visible as a tiny dot. So as the train came nearer, it grew larger. So now the bus reaches the final stop, the town, and all the passengers get down the bus. Wally remains sitting in the bus for her return journey, and she's only left with 30 paisa for the fare. So the conductor offers to get her a drink, but she refuses. She waits until it's time for the bus to start the journey back. So the bus starts, and again there are the same wonderful sights. Wally is not bored in the least. But suddenly, she sees the young cow dead by the roadside. It was the same animal she had seen on her journey to the town. It must have been hit by a fast-moving vehicle. It's a horrible sight. Wally's enthusiasm is all gone now. She is no longer interested to look outside the window. In fact, she remains glued to her seat. The bus reaches Wally's village at 3:40 in the afternoon. While deboarding the bus, she conveyed her intention of seeing the conductor again, to which the conductor replied, "Don't forget to get your money next time." So Wally goes straight running to her home, and she finds her mother talking to one of her aunts. The aunt spoke so much that Wally called her the real chatterbox. It was difficult to make her stop talking, and it's clear from their conversation that they have no knowledge of Wally's excursion to the town. Wally affirmed to what her mother was saying, leaving both of them astonished. She then justified her reaction by mentioning that she was casually agreeing to what her mother was saying. Her aunt then referred to Wally as a nose-poking child who acted like a grown-up lady. But only Wally knew what she was referring to, and no one knew about her bus journey. So that's all about this chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.